Hello and welcome to episode 537 of the Awesome Comics Podcast, the place where the small press makes one hell of a big noise. My name is Vince Hunt, and joining me as always is the artist and creator of the epic webcomic series Vanguard, Dan Butcher.
Hello.
And I'm going to memorise his face as much as I can.
Why?
Because Tony Esmond is going away.
Yeah. I won't be away from this.
No, he's still going to be on the podcast. He's just he's off to Baltimore.
In a hotel room.
Yeah.
I haven't told anyone.
What, that you're in a hotel room?
That I'm going to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only mentioned it about 4 times in the interview we got coming up.
Yeah. And a cracking interview it is, but more about that in a second.
Yes.
I just had... Have you ever had a moment in your life
yes.
where you... where you're talking and a realisation just dawns on you, just the scope of life itself and its infinite just mysteries or whatever it was.
I can't pull off the memory that, but I'm sure it has happened.
I just
tell us about your.
Would you have said it like that, Dad? Tell us about yours, Vince.
Tell us about yours. Your experience.
No, I just had another one of those when I said hello and welcome to episode 537. There was a whole audience of Vinces in my head going, 537 weeks of this. And you haven't done anything quality yet.
We have.
No. I'm joking. We have. Plenty. Well, you guys have.
537 episodes worth.
Yeah. I wonder how many guests we've had. I can't be bothered to do the maths, so let us know, listeners.
While we're talking about this, can I bring up the ACP recommend site?
You certainly can. That's a great thing to start off with.
Craig has done another update on it, and now you can search by episode. You can search by who recommended it, and you can search the entire sort of database of titles recommended by name.
Regular guests as well. If you're a regular guest, Al Henderson's on there, you can search by Al's recommendations.
Tom, it's fucking brilliant.
Just to be clear, and for any new listeners, we might have some new small press and zine listeners possibly on this episode. The ACP recommends is ACP dash recommends.
It's ACP recommends. Let me double check that while you're talking, Vince.
Check the URL. This is the wonderful Craig Shields, lovely listener, and one of the inner circle now. He's sold his soul to us, basically. There's a website. We talk about a lot of comics on this show, and certainly guests and their comics and people that recommend stuff. And whenever we recommend at the end of every show, there's a place where you can go that's got all the links for if you want to know more about that comic, if you want to buy that comic from the small press or independent or wherever it is, and it's all in one handy place. Now this was done by Craig, who's an absolute legend for doing this, and it's just another massive example of why the comics community is the best community when stuff like this happens. But where is it, Dan? Where can people go?
It's acprecommends.com.
Nice. So any of the comics that we talk about, if you like the sound of them, or if you listen to an old episode and you want the link for that comic, go on there and you'll be able to find a great link for it. It's a brilliant resource. That's what I like about it. Resources for comics are like gold, aren't they? They're like gold mines, really.
This is so good. Like scrolling through and say, I'll see what 4P recommended, and then it's got his cut books there. And when they come out, they're very much like, that's the books that we would recommend.
It's that you were saying earlier. It's going to be useful for our best books of the year when we get to
that.
It's absolute godsend.
So I can look at all the books I've recommended, and it's like, man, that's a fucking standout. That's amazing.
Yeah, the end of year show, which is approaching fast. I can't believe it. We're midway through October almost. But we've got, of course, a Halloween special coming up, as well as lots of other goodies happening later in the year. So who knows what we talk about, Dan?
Looking through my
big guest, haven't we?
Yes. Boom. Stay tuned, listeners, for that one. I was just looking through the books I've recommended over the course of this being documented, and there is something that's it's big men, muscly men shooting guns and semi-naked women.
Yeah. There you go. So if you want to get Dan a Christmas present,
send him a big muscly man.
Yeah. With boobs. No, but here's a question though, and maybe it's like a topic for another time. We've, like I say, 500 odd episodes, 10 years of this show, and certainly we thoroughly enjoyed and loved a lot of comic books. Is there something you think you recommended? And there's no we're going to say no names here. Is there something you recommended at the time and wouldn't recommend now? Because perhaps your tastes have changed, perhaps opinions have changed, etc. Do you stand by every single recommendation you've ever done?
I'd have to scan through, but there's stuff like I've got to be diplomatic about this.
Because I was just thinking, because Tony's got a memory like a vice, like an absolute
I wish I
vice.
had.
Or like a sieve. But whereas me and Dan usually, and Tony's got like really well thought out notebooks and lists and all these kind of things.
I would say I wouldn't be surprised if I looked far enough back and thought, why the fuck did I recommend that?
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance of that. It's possibly due to some of the actions of the people that we've recommended.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the factor.
Yeah.
The kind of the creator.
Which
not on the work
revealed
itself.
themselves over the years, haven't they? And we're like, nah, don't quite agree with that.
Yeah. It just sort of got me thinking, like, because as this recommends site, it's such a vital resource for me, especially like me and Dan who can't remember anything, and we look back. I don't think there's anything this year that I would certainly say no, I wouldn't recommend that now.
See, my books of the year are going to be different because my books of the year generally aren't small press.
Yeah.
Okay.
I may have to do it like my favourite small press and my favourite.
Yeah, fair play.
I don't know, like Ghost Machine's going to turn up so much.
Yeah.
But it's not small press, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I caught up on one of the titles a little bit.
Which one?
Geiger. I caught up on that a bit.
A little bit of changing in and out of the artist on that one, which dropped it a little bit below Redcoat for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still haven't read hardly any of Redcoat. That's the one I'm properly behind. But Geiger was like, wow. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know when you'll listen to this, but happy birthday, Tom Curry. It's actually today. It's his birthday. I sent him a copy of Rook Volume 1.
Right.
Get your teeth into that.
I've sent him a book, but I got on those emails from Amazon saying, "Oh, it's been delayed by a week, so it's not getting to him." So I've let him know. But
okay,
yeah.
Tom, I thoroughly hope you don't hear this before the presents arrive. He knows we love him.
Do you mean
Amazon?
Do you mean Monday, Dan?
Yeah, if you hear this Monday, his birthday's today, the Sunday. So wish him happy belated birthday.
It's now.
It's today.
No, it's live.
12th of the 10th.
I missed him.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, you've not lost anything because it is today. You're not going to be late.
You let me know in time.
I'll tell you what, though, in terms of like figuring out dates and stuff, I'm terrible with birthdays and stuff like that. I'll be surprised if I remember my own.
It's one of the reasons I keep Facebook.
Yeah, I have to ask you, Dan, all the time because I can never remember.
Yeah.
Just says, so-and-so's birthday.
You're the only one of us who's got Facebook.
Yeah. But in terms of dates, there's one date that a lot of people, especially if you're in London, you need to put in your diary. That's October the 19th. This Saturday, as we speak.
Sunday.
Because there's a special event that's going to be taking place.
Sunday. It's on Sunday.
It is on Sunday.
Yeah.
It is happening on Sunday. I'll tell you what.
Sunday the 19th.
We'll let them tell us.
This is exhausting. Let them tell you all about it. Guys, South London is getting a new comic show. Can you believe that? I mean,
popular for comics, South London. It's the cool place now. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. I mean, you've been saying it for years, Tony. It's the cool place.
Since I left, it's become cool.
I'm nowhere near it, so it's obviously the cool place. And we always want to celebrate new indie comic shows popping up, fighting the good fight in the name of comics. And on October the 19th, the Goblin Market Comics and Zine Fair 2025 begins. And today, joining us to talk about it more are the co-organisers, Morell and Hannah Lee Miller. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys. Thank you for having us.
Stuff. Pleased to have you. We got your name got brought up to us by Gareth Brooks a couple of months ago. I'm going to say about it being a good place to talk to, and then we sort of reached out. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, he did ask to mention it on tonight's show, and you said, "Well, we can do."
He messaged me saying, "Can you mention that?" Well, actually,
we can do better than a mention. We could have a deep dive into the event itself.
Anything for Gareth.
Anything for Gareth. That'd be the name of the title.
Not anything.
But well, maybe not anything. There's something. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that, Gareth.
Good point.
As for the Goblin Market, which is an amazing name, we'll probably get into that, and a possible sort of a character that you may see at the show that we've been privy to. How did this event come to be?
Should we start from the beginning?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
go
go
on.
on.
We're
Yeah,
happy
go
with
for
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
feel like that comes from Hannah.
I think Mo and our paths crossed a while back at the South London Comic and Zine Fair. So basically, Gareth, or Gazza as I call him, is a neighbour, and I've been hanging out with him since I moved here, pretty much. But over lockdown, I think we all started, comics people sort of magnet, connect to each other, and Mo came and volunteered, and then I did another little fair, Bruising, at Gypsy Hill Brewery.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but
Okay,
my little buddy Adam Falp was at it, I think. Yeah, he came along.
Sweet.
Mm.
So I did that, and Mo came and helped with that, and I said, let's do another one. Do you want to help me? And yeah, Mo's totally up for it.
As soon as you said goblins, I thought, oh my god, that's genius.
I've got to say, all the artwork is Mo's, and it is phenomenal.
Right, it's all the sort of social media
it's
stuff we're seeing. Yeah.
Great look. Yeah.
Because you've done a bit of animated art on there as well.
Just reaping every opportunity to draw a goblin.
I mean, what's the? I mean, I love that a show that's got like a character to it, or like
It's
a
like
name or
Tharg,
something.
isn't it?
Sort of
It's like
stands
that.
out
Yeah,
in the crowd
it's
a little
great.
bit. But what's the deal with and I fucking love goblins. But what's the deal with goblins?
Honestly, no idea.
I have one idea. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something. But something I realized is that goblins are inherently anti-establishment, and I think small press is in a way as well.
Very nice.
Okay,
And
interesting.
there's a nice connecting point.
South London, and London really has been a sort of anti-establishment comic centre for decades, isn't it? Really, go back as far as the 80s. There was stuff going on. That is good.
Yeah, especially on the zine scene, you've got a lot of political activism and voices coming through in small press in the South London for sure. But
It's quite punky, isn't it, in a way, I guess?
Yeah, totally. DIY culture. We're going to have a little talk about that. Just talking about do it yourself. Don't be limited by fear of it costing a lot of money to put on. It doesn't have to, and we need more comic fairs in London.
We agree, mate. We talk about this all the time. The thing is, like, when you think you've got to travel to Harrogate or the lakes to go to the main comic thing, and we're the biggest city in, like, one of the biggest cities in the world, and we can't manage it here.
Yeah.
Terrible, really.
It's either nothing or really, really big, like the MCM,
Yeah.
and they cost a load to get into, and they're overwhelmingly huge.
Yeah, it does my nut in. I've done MCM a couple of times. We all have. Yeah, it does my nut in. Yeah,
And
trying to
also-
get in as well.
Yeah, and it means that all like those smaller voices or more independent voices are just drowned out by all the bright lights.
Yeah.
and big
There's a lot of
noises,
competition.
or big name, these name creators that they put front and center and sort of drown a lot of people out. Whereas shows like this are so vital, I think, to the lifeblood of comics, especially like the next wave of comics coming forward. But like putting on a show, and this is something we'll probably mine you for information as well, because in the past, listeners to this show have like, will you put a show on at some point? Will you put on some sort of event?
It was enough trouble doing the 500.
Yeah, we
That was
do
enough for
man.
the drama.
Getting a bunch of people in a pub to hear us record
To
a
drink a
podcast
lot.
was hard enough.
No.
So I can't imagine like setting up an event, like to have the idea of we should put on a show, and then actually put on the show is a completely different thing, isn't it? So what has that journey been like, and what have you learnt along the way?
Yeah, and who's really pissed you off? Who do you really not like?
We're all friends. We're all good buddies.
Yeah.
No, I think I think Mo and I have both started in comics as volunteers.
Yeah, that's true.
When Slizov, as we call it, South London Comic and Zine Fair, turned up at the end of my road, I was giddy with excitement. But I reached out to volunteer, and I got to sit next to Steve from Gosh Comics at the communal table, which I got to read comics and drink wine for the day. I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah,
That's the other thing that London Comics has always done well, is drinking like the Queen Mother. That's the thing, isn't it? There's always been a lot of booze involved. I think it's marvellous. Yeah. Good.
There will be a tavern at Goblin Market.
There will be.
Yeah.
Oh,
You haven't got your own beer yet, have you? Have you got to that? Have you got that far yet? Because a lot of these places have their own branded. One day you'll go corporate.
Yeah, this is the first one, isn't it?
Let's just do it first.
Yeah.
We'll expand.
That Goblin is made for a pint of trendy IPA or something, isn't it? Yeah.
There's a can with that face on at some point in the future.
I think Mo start doing the labels.
I will think about them.
Sorry, guys. What's the Goblin? I know we've got the Goblin thing; it's marvelous. But have you found that people have thought it's more of a sort of D&D kind of thing or anything like that? Have they, or no? They're just open to it being.
I think when we see the clientele, we'll know. But
right, interesting.
I mean, it is just a love of fantasy and goblins, and you mentioned Labyrinth and Jim Henson, and we grew up with all that, and. It's nice to revisit as a grown-up, and play with the fantasy and have fun with it. And everybody has really jumped on it as well. They really seem to be really excited about drawing goblins.
You could do one of those, the art jam where you put a piece of paper around all the creators and they draw their take on the goblin. At the end of the day, you could. I don't want to start giving you more ideas because you've got your event next week.
That's the idea, man. I'm not an artist, guys, but it is hilarious watching Vince worry about fucking up a bit of art that people are on. That was an amusing bit of one festival we did.
Yeah, well, you get the sheet, and then people are like, "Oh, do you want to draw?"
Oh, Glenn Fabry's on this, and you're like,
okay. And like I'm seeing all these great independent artists who have just sketched something amazing. I'm like, right, I've only got big pens. I'm going to ruin this.
You'd had a bottle of red wine by that point as well.
No, don't give me that, because I don't drink wine at conventions.
This is not a time to fuck up. You got to be absolute A game.
Absolutely. So, what sort of things can people expect?
What can they expect? Yeah,
from the event itself.
Go on, Mo.
Okay, I think the important parts are the communal table is like something that everyone is interested in because. Loads of people coming to a comic and zine fair are also comic and zine artists, makers.
Yep.
It's nice to see that making a comeback. I'll be honest with you. It used to be in the 90s very common, and then I think it kind of went away because nobody was prepared to run it. But that's great. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Sorry.
It is. No, I agree. And that's going to be manned by 2 volunteers throughout the day. Something else interesting: trinket trade.
Oh, okay.
Explain, please. Work?
Yeah.
Well, I could show you because we have a camera, but I literally have the trinket trove behind me. It's sort of a bunch of goods that people contribute to and swap out on an equivalent exchange system.
Oh, okay.
For listeners, she's just fetching some. Yeah.
Okay. What have we got here?
A cat ship.
Right. I got worried for a second there what that was.
Yeah.
Some examples.
Rubber duck. They're called rubber ducks.
I've
Not to drop any names, but I was in Marbella recently and they had a shop that just sold rubber ducks. How cool is that?
Oh, yeah, I've seen those
pretty
sort of
cool.
shops.
There's one in London Bridge. It's not as nice as Marbella, but it's nearer.
Yeah. More convenient.
If you want a rubber ducky.
Yes.
So is this something that like both the tablers and like people coming to the event can just get involved in?
Yeah, for sure.
So you got to bring on some trinkets.
It's quite fun just to like have something that's random and free. Like free's good. And it's
free's good.
I'll tell you, South London's changed. And then when I was in South London, there'd be nothing on that table by about 10 minutes later than the opening. But yeah, okay, cool.
I was actually really surprised when we brought it to the mini market and there were about 5 trinkets there, and at the end of the day there was maybe like 25.
Oh, cool. Oh, good.
Wow.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. That's great.
So you've got like a communal table, you've got this trinket trade. So there's going to be loads of stuff for like visitors to see, and but what's the deal in terms of like exhibitors, and who you got, the people, how's it all laid out?
We got how many tables have we got? We got about 50 people, 49 people,
Nice.
Because we went for half tables. It's not 49 people, it's 49 spaces. But like if it's, do you know Collosive Press? They got
Yeah.
a whole table.
Friends of
And
theirs,
we
yeah.
got Camberwell Comics Club, they got a whole table. So
Okay.
anything with like a collective element has a whole table,
Yeah.
and any individual has a half. So we got loads and loads of people. Let me pull up some names. As you said,
Collosive, they're
Nick
Penge,
Bryant.
aren't they?
Yeah, it's just down the way.
Collosive are Penge, aren't they? So they're not far away.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been on the show a
Gosh.
couple of times. We're big
Yeah.
friends, them lovely people.
They
Yeah.
are lovely. They are heroes. And they're going to help us because they're always up for volunteering as well.
Cool.
So we got Sarah Gordon,
Oh, nice.
Gareth Brooks,
Excellent.
Deadly Nightshade, Leo Fox, Rachel Ball, Mark Stafford.
Oh, Rachel Ball. I make comics for Rachel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah, I love
awesome.
Rachel. Yeah, look out for see if they've got a copy of Hidden Lives on the table. Yeah, it's the one we did together. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool. I'm going to be spending so much money. This happens every time. Who else we got? Matthew Dooley, Dominique Duong, Decadence Comics.
Matthew Dooley's what did he do? I forget the name of the comic. It's got an ice cream name, isn't it? Got
Yes.
didn't it get an Eisner nom? Is that right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
I've got his book in the other room actually, his latest one, and I've completely forgotten what it's called.
Yeah,
though
he
I
did the
looked at
Gosh
it.
Day recently, I think.
Yeah.
You know, they did
Okay.
that Gosh event.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, sorry.
Sar Cousins, Sammy Ward, Sajan Ray, sorry, Will Humberston.
Oh yeah, he's from Gosh, isn't he?
Yeah. Jade King, Ed Pinsent. So yeah, we got some old school. And we got some.
Ed's Fast Fiction Days. Ed's even older than me. Yeah, he is. He really is. He's small press from the 80s.
Oh yeah,
if not.
Godfather.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, big fan of Ed's stuff. Yeah, we talked
no,
about him
he's
recently.
lovely.
Yeah.
So how
Loads
have
of others.
did people apply for a table, or was it like a curated process? How did that work?
Mo?
There were applications after we sent out a Google form, and they all
Okay.
came in, and we both laboriously went through maybe 150 people.
Wow.
And
Imagine
it
if you
was-
run it next year, is he going to be even bigger?
So who is to blame for the people that didn't make it?
Collective
Don't
blame.
answer that. I'm joking.
Collective blame.
Jesus Christ. You're like a Hoover looking for dirt, you are.
We actually we decided we'd split it in half and choose half each,
Okay.
and that
Nice.
way it was it's really interesting that but that's why we did the mini comic fair. So we did a mini Goblin market
Okay.
because we had 150 people who were awesome, and we felt immense guilt. So we and I also wanted to test the theory. How easy would it be to do a fair with bugger all notice and just turn it around really quickly? And I knew a space behind where I was working, and I'd already talked to them and floated the idea. And I think how long was it before it was like maybe a month or two?
It was pretty much from the start of August until August 17th. So it was less than a month.
Yeah. To get
Very
the people, to advertise it, to get the people, to get the setup. And it wasn't rammed, but there was a steady trickle of people.
Good.
And everybody enjoyed it, which, usually people complain, but
There are a few people who love to complain.
Yes.
I'll be
there
honest
was
with
a
you.
bar. There was a bar there.
Oh, that's better then. Yeah.
That softened.
That helps.
I think the thing is as well, you don't necessarily. I'm a great believer here that you don't have to turn up to a convention and sell loads of comics for it to be a success. I think
Yeah.
to walk away with a bit of a spring in your step and an inspiration to make more and to do more and to network more is the main thing for me. Honestly, when I do conventions, I couldn't give a fig. I give away more comics than I sell often. Sometimes like that.
just
You
being
did the
around
swaps, didn't
comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone comes over, got a book for you. No, you can take one of mine, and then
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Something
But
new
just
to
being
read.
around
Isn't it?
comics is inspirational, isn't it? Really. So like, it's good that more events are like this, because sometimes with the back to the bigger events. When you go to the bigger events, when you leave them, you're normally exhausted. rather
Yeah.
than inspired. You just sort of like, oh, that was just an assault on the senses or whatever it may be. But whenever I've been to like a smaller show, I walk out going, God, there was so many amazing
there's
people
no
there.
neon lights and Funkos. It's a relief. Well, I mean, that's how I met Rachel Ball. That's how we started working together, because we got chatting over a table at a convention. That's how it works sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depending on your sort of sensibilities and the comic you're making as well, like doing like an anti sort of consumerist comic, and then you're at MCM. Kind of, they run
slightly counterintuitive there, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fight the system.
Yeah, fight
the
system, innit?
Stage. Yeah. I'll go.
Someone wanders past with a bag of fucking Funkos or whatever.
Yeah, landfill.
Yeah.
So, what in terms of like the organisation stuff, and you guys, has it been like separate? I know when you pick the tables, you split it into two, half and half. How has that sort of division of labour been throughout the whole show? Has that really helped, like being able to sort of help each other out like that?
What do you think, Mo? I think you've been great to work with.
Split things pretty well in terms of what we prefer doing.
Yeah. And where our strengths and experiences are. Like Mo's pretty much had handled the social media, because I'm rubbish at that.
Okay.
And
and you do need to be good. You need someone who can handle that and know what they're doing with it, don't you?
Yeah, and just to keep that conversation and flow going so people don't forget.
Keep the energy up. Yeah, you really do need to.
It has to be said, moving from being like a solo creator where you got to handle all the responsibilities to being in a team. Being in the team, there's so many benefits of like person A does job 1 and 2, person B does job 3 and 4, because they're better at those prospective things. It's such a
and being able to depend on someone. I think sometimes when you're a sole creator, it's partly I'll do all of this because I can't trust anyone to do anything else. Do you know what I mean? But if
there can be a bit of that. If you know the other person you're working with can be trusted on
someone, it just makes it.
I think as well, if you're working in a little group of people, there's a welfare element to it as well. Seeing how you're doing, if you're not too stressed out, and there's a bit of that, I think. And just having a laugh and a lark about is part of that welfare, I think sometimes. I had a team, like a meeting for a little comic project I'm on yesterday, and, I'm sort of legendary. 45 minutes of an hour we'll be larking about, and then we'll get business for about 2 minutes and it'll be sorted. But I think that's part of it sometimes. It's part of the energy for the comic that you're going into, and the feel and the vibe and what you want out of it. And, it's all part of the enjoyment, especially when you're making them.
Yeah. Speaking of which, with the event just around the corner, how are you guys doing? Are you doing all right? Are you doing okay?
Who's really wound you up, and do you need to hire anyone?
Go on to.
Is it?
Yeah. I'll happily punch someone for you, honestly.
Like a Hoover.
Sorry?
Like a
Hoover.
The
Hoover callback.
Yeah.
We had
the Hoover, that's my new name.
An organizer from, was it the Inkblot Festival? 2 weeks
same
ago.
day, isn't it? Isn't that the same day?
I'm not too sure. They won't be competing for the same crowd, will they?
It's up north. It's Manchester. Yeah.
But I think they were saying that they looked for they didn't want too many sci-fi creators or too many like slice of life creators, in case like you had a whole row of people doing similar comics. I know they'd all be different. Did you kind of approach it with similar sensibilities, or how did you think?
All bit of fantasy.
Who's going? Who's coming in? Who's not?
I suspect we both came at it differently. What's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, through the people that sent in applications, I really liked when I was looking through them and I came across someone's webpage or someone's work, and it struck me as something that was like really well developed and really thought through. I hadn't seen it before. And I kind of I can also see just from the outside, this person doesn't have very much recognition at all. And that's what drew me to the 50% of tablets that I was saying yes to, was that I kind of wanted to see them on a table and also meet them.
That's great.
Yeah,
I think having something new out is something as well.
Yeah.
The days of going to conventions, seeing people with the same comics on their table, I often think, give it a rest for a while, till you got something new out. I think having something new should be a big bonus to getting a table sometimes.
I do think there's something good about having like regulars in a way to comics fairs and people that sort of form the glue of it.
I think my angle on it was, so for me, my drive for this is community, and
exactly.
like the glue, as you said, and showing support to the people that I've, you know, been alongside for the last however many years I've been nerding in comics. So I definitely wanted to bring a lot of the people I recognized in. Yeah. And then it was just like, yes. It's hard. Like, you get a list like that when you get these applications and you're like, yeah, I love their work.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Their work.
Yeah. I want to have a pint with that person. It's a bit like that sometimes. Yeah. What's so let's do a bucket list. If you could, let's both name a couple of people who would be dream guests at your next event. Who would it be? Who do you think you would just like, you know, push someone over at a bus stop to get to?
So I don't know. Well, Mo, you can take this one.
I did reach out and send some emails, just like maybe this person would respond and be interested. I sent an email to Zoe Thorogood. I thought that would be interesting.
Okay, I can tell you now she's in Baltimore that day, because that's where I am, sadly, which is why I'm not coming. But yeah,
I have to say this is another skill that Mo has. She reached out to, oh my God, what's his name?
Jeffrey?
Brain Dead. You know, the American dude.
Jeffrey Lewis.
Yeah, Jeffrey Lewis. Like you're chums with him. And then there was the guy in the Dutch guy.
That's the name.
The little goblin.
If Jeffrey is listening to this, I need to tell him. What the hell, man? Where is the Goblin market?
He was touring. He just missed us by a week, man.
Right. Okay.
Oh man.
He was being really positive about it. But Mo's like fearless when it comes to just going, excuse me.
I know, yeah. Something to be said for that, isn't there? Yeah.
I mean, that's something like
intimidating, so they kind of have to stop and listen. Otherwise,
they're just comic people. You know, they're not. They're not prime ministers, are they?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And I'm just a comic person. I'm not intimidating.
Exactly. You carry a knife. And what about you, Hannah? I know you're a bit of a comic sort of 2000 AD fan historically. Would you fancy having? Would they fit into your aesthetic? I'm not sure.
I don't know. There's a big difference between like loving a piece of work and meeting the person that created it.
Yeah.
Massive,
And
especially at the moment.
I have been there and done that and met people and it's affected how I felt about the work. I don't.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can't but do that. I think when it's hitting you on an emotional level and you meet someone and they're really rude to you. I've had exactly the same experience. I was talking to someone about it yesterday. Yeah, I agree completely.
It does put you off. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And also I get terribly starstruck. Like I just go dumb, and then they'll forever remember me as that dumb idiot, you know, with googly eyes. Just
lock up.
I mean, I don't think they will, but I completely understand where you're coming from, because when there's and that's
Vince and I've done it.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about like art is like when you're really passionate about something and you just see the person that's creating it and they're just there with a pad like that. They could be anyone. Do you know what I mean? If they're on the street at a bus stop, no one would look twice at them. But we look at them and go, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I remember when I met Al. I'm a big fan of Al Milgrim. He was on my bucket list to meet you for years. And I met him last year and he accused me of being Scottish, right? Which obviously got my wife's Scottish, so it's fine. I can say this. So I went, am I fuck Scottish? But I think I overreacted a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and sort of put him on the back foot, thinking, who's this crazy bloke? He's like swearing at me out. You know, he was just trying to be nice. Yeah, I know you mean. But so you haven't said any, Hannah, any sort of guests you'd like to have along?
No.
Just tried to get out of the question. It was very clever.
You tried to flannel that one, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm really shit with remembering names and everything.
You got all the people you want at this year's.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Why would I want more? But I've got like 300 plus graphic novels in a shelf around the corner. And can I remember what they are and who they're by? No. Do I love them? Yes. Will I give them away?
I can't tell you a single title that's behind me right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So both of you are comic creators yourselves. Like you've put books out. What was your sort of comic origin story from kind of thinking, I want to make comics myself, and thus doing so?
Mo, should we start with you?
Well, I like seeing it happen in front of me. It's really fun in terms of the market. But when you say you put books out, I haven't necessarily put books out. I'm making zines and short stories and things.
That counts.
That counts. Yeah.
At the moment, a collection of short stories, which is really fun because I find short stories a lot more. You get a lot more creative freedom.
Yeah, you're not sort of locked in or tied to a longer arc or something.
And is that as a sole creator, or are you collaborating, or?
I'm doing it as a sole creator.
Okay.
But there's a lot of influences from. I've noticed every time I make a short story, I can always tie it back to one song or like a couple of lines from a couple of different songs.
Yeah.
Interesting. A musical influence to comics. So you got a keyboard behind you, yeah. So what sort of artists influence your art? What sort of musicians influence your art?
Oh, I really like this band. It's Y, all caps with a question mark.
I like them.
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw them in March. I was actually just talking to my mate about this a while ago, but the way that the lyrics are made is like perfectly constructed. Maybe I shouldn't say perfect. It's well constructed, and I think about it in terms of the way that I write comics and the way that I fit words together. Sometimes I'm thinking more about the words than the pictures.
It's interesting. I wrote a thing on this a couple of years ago about the rhythm of comics compared to the rhythm of music. And you almost get those moments in songs where the music stops for a second, and you can do that in a comic as well.
Exactly.
I think, and build the energy, drop the energy. It's interesting.
Yeah, comics do have for me, they totally have a rhythm because and they have a beat. And you can tell like when people don't understand that because you're reading this comic and it's just kind of just going nowhere. It's just it's doing nothing. There's no change in tempo. It's just, and you're like, oh, what did I waste 5 minutes reading that for? Yeah. Whereas comics they take you on a journey, and there is that
massive. A short story in comics should be like a Ramones song to me. 2 minutes and out. It should be bang 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 out. I think people think of it. You've got to open it. You've got to have the middle. It's the same. Yeah, it's interesting. Really interesting.
Like a punk song.
Okay.
Yeah. It gets the point across. All you need to know is I'm a human fly. I go buzz, 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 and that's it. You don't need to know any other information.
Absolutely.
That's what most of my comics are like.
Yeah. I was just cataloguing my human fly comics. How weird. I'm finding out. I'll have them by the end of the show.
Yeah.
So about yourself, Hannah, how did you get into the process of making your own comics, zines? There you go.
Human fly.
He actually was. Human
fly.
Yeah.
Right. I've always liked comics. I always wanted to make comics, but I decided to go into animation. Because I figured if you can do 25 frames a second, you can make a comic. But I was wrong because comics are more about layout and pacing and timing and framing, and there are connections and there are crossovers. But I studied animation, and then I didn't do that as a job. Well, I work in animation, but not as an animator. And so when I finished studying, I thought I'm going to do the comic thing. So I made this film I wanted to make into a little mini comic, and that was 2013. And I do something small press every couple of months, and keep trying to get it better, and keep trying to get it better, and keep trying to get it better. Because I'm not there. I'm not where I want to be with it, but that's okay.
Where did you study animation, Anna?
I went to a school that they knocked down. I went to Maidstone, so CIAD, Kent Institute of Art and Design.
That's where I went as well.
Shut up.
No.
Not to study animation. I did visual communication, I think it was called.
What year did you graduate? Oh, crossovers.
I think it's 2000.
All right, that was before me. Yeah, I graduated 2007, I think.
Okay.
2006. But
he was probably a legend then when you were there.
Yeah,
probably legendary.
That rings a bell now. Yeah, was it that massive mural of no?
Yeah. He had traversed the world like Conan.
But the school's not there anymore.
That's a shame.
But,
all that blood in the toilets up the wall after Dan bashing someone up, it had to be knocked down, I guess.
Well, we mentioned it. I went to Stanley. That's no longer there. CIAD, I went to there. That's no longer there. So it's going well.
Yeah.
My old office block in South Norwood's been knocked down as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Listeners, just in case you wonder, I don't have a clue where they're talking about either.
Near the clock tower. Okay.
Anyway, I then went and did a master's at the National Film Television School,
Nice.
and then realised I was rubbish at animating. So I went into production. So I've been working in production,
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice one.
TV.
Yeah,
Still
that's
pretty
great.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you,
Uh,
and you're
ca-
both being creative and making.
Are you
actually
anything
gonna
to do-
Are you going to have tables at the event, or
Both
are,
here.
or are you going to be milling around helping other people, like goblins?
Like goblins. We're going to be under the tables hiding. No.
Yeah.
Drunk.
Drunk.
Hannah, you're nothing to do with cruising with Jane McDonald, are you?
No.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Why do you
yeah.
always?
That could have been an in there.
Yeah.
Tony did a comic starring.
Yeah, we wrote to Jane McDonald and said, "Can we do a comic about you where you fight ninjas on a cruise boat, while you sing
She
a
didn't
song?"
reply, so they did.
And she didn't reply, so we did it anyway.
They're probably going to make it into a show, and you've beaten them to it.
She's a
We'd
big
watch that.
inspiration
Yeah.
for us all.
A shining beacon for humanity,
Yeah.
leading us through the dark times.
That's
Jane McDonald.
so well put, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Blimey.
Pulled it out of the bag again, didn't he?
You really are someone who should be on a mural. But okay,
Rather
so
than on Muriel.
so for the event itself, before we sort of talk about comics and more, is there anything people who are going to attend the event, apart from like those extra tables, what should they need to know in terms of like entry price and like accessibility,
free.
etc.?
Yes,
free.
finally.
The event.
We've been screaming about
That's
this for
awesome.
years.
Brilliant.
Free. If you're paying for a table, the door should be free.
Yeah.
That's how it should work.
Oh yeah.
And we haven't mentioned, but we've got 4 little events on in the side room.
All give it
Yeah.
up.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah, tell us about those.
So we've got DIY Everything,
Mhm.
which is just a selection of micro chats, which I've roped Gareth into doing one, and Collosive to do one.
Nice.
And
So when you say micro chats, this isn't like a panel or anything like that. Is this
it's like 10-minute, like sort of 10 minutes on how to this is a way to make a zine, 10 minutes on Gareth does a really good little chat about this comic costs this much and this comic. Anyway, it's a legendary, if you were there you'd know, but
I'm not there. I wish I could be there. Yeah.
it's a legendary chat about the comics. So and then we've got one after that. We've got puppetry.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
A
okay.
little bit of puppetry.
Yeah. And then we have a panel, which we have Sarah Gordon, Decadent, Dave, and Beatrice. But I'm going to get the surname wrong. She's known as Beastly Worlds.
Okay.
Beatrice Bauer.
Right.
So it's all about creating, and Nora Goldberg is going to be hosting that, just talking about how they come up with ideas on fantasy, sci-fi, creating comics and narratives.
Okay. We've had Sarah on before. She's very interesting.
Yeah.
She burnt an owl to make ink. That's what I
She
remember.
went
People
to
always talk
Kayad.
about.
She went to
Right.
Kayad. There you go.
Oh, right.
The Kayad alumni.
Same year as me, but I didn't actually know her then because
Ah.
it's so big.
She wasn't cool enough, was she, Anna?
I wasn't cool enough. Come
Get
on.
off. Get off.
The geese who did Art Attack went to Kayad.
Really?
I'm not sure if
What,
that-
Neil
no-
Buchanan? He does heavy
Yeah.
metal now.
Does he?
Actually,
Yeah.
Does he?
number 73, that very, very old show
Yeah.
that he was on,
Yeah.
was filmed in Maidstone. I
That
think.
was Toxvig. She was the host of that.
And
Yeah.
Andrea Arnold,
Right.
the director.
What's
Again,
this show
lots of
become?
people.
My mates that used to be in a band called Mammoth,
Amazing.
and they were guests on there once, and me and him sat up and watched the video of him being on number 73. I still
Brilliant
take the
show.
piss out of him for that now.
Tying it back into comics, there used to be Demon Con down in Maidstone, didn't they?
Oh,
they
yeah,
stopped
that's
doing
right.
that.
In the shopping centre.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was.
But
I
like,
once. Oh no, I can't remember. I once wrote to somebody who was a comic creator, and they're really well known, and I can't remember their name. But they were in Maidstone, and I wrote to them, and they gave me a signed copy of their zine. And for me, it was like, oh,
That's
but
nice.
then they didn't know.
That's great,
you know,
man. Yeah.
never
That's
really
right.
been recognised, but I was giddy.
But that's it's those interactions. Do you know what I mean? You interact with someone face to face, and like you can create your comics, and like you never know. At another convention, that person might go to that show, come to your table, and all of a sudden you've got a follower. Do you know what I mean? Or and that's how the community sort of expands, doesn't it? Really?
When they come back every year, we love that. We were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. If they come and buy your comic one year, and then Goblin's back this time next year, and then fingers crossed
They're back.
and they're back again. They're like, oh, hello.
Because also at these shows, I mean, it's free to get in, which is amazing. But also, like, people are going to come in to buy things. They're going to be buying comics, and they're going to be buying zines, and they're going to be buying prints or whatever's on the table and stuff. So it's all about that interaction, isn't it? And that value for money. If someone's going to cough out a few quid to buy your comic, it should be a special moment, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's the best thing ever for us, isn't
and
it?
I think it feels more like that at these kind of shows, like the one you're putting on, because it feels more intimate. Is this a case of like you're putting on the show that you go to?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Also, we're seeing the rise of these sort of shows in America as well. They're much cooler, they're much cooler than the big shows, I think, sometimes.
I think you've got more chance of actually interacting and meeting the people you like, making new friends, making new contacts. I do think it is more about community than it is about commerce.
Yeah, I used to be part of LCAF. If you remember LCAF, you're old enough to remember that. I used to be part of that, and that's what we used to say. It's about community and not blockbuster. It's definitely what it's there for. Yeah.
My friend said to me, maybe change the topic a little. We're saying like comics are one of the last sort of subversive art forms that kind of anyone can do. I don't 100% agree with that, because obviously you can make music and whatever, but comics certainly has that ability to air that voice and air those opinions, which is
you can draw it on a Monday and it come out on a Tuesday. That's the great thing I think about sometimes about comics. Some shouldn't, but
I heard a good analogy that comics are like stand-up comedy, in that you stand up, you can come up with, you're unedited. It's your chance to have your own platform and say what you want to say without someone coming in and cutting it or interrupting it. So it's like with a stand-up comic, you might go onto stage and that's your shot, that's your hit. And a comic is the same, or a small press or zine is the same. It's your platform. It's yours.
Like about comics as well is you don't have to. Sorry, Mo, say again.
I just said I like that analogy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I think the thing is with comics, you don't have to have that sort of cult of personality to make a comic and release it. If you want to be a movie star or band or anything, you've got to have this sort of cult of personality. But you can make a comic and stick it out. Nobody has to know anything about you. No. You don't have to give anything of yourself up to sell your soul to do this anymore. You can just
go and do a pseudonym as well.
Yeah.
So you completely like even go to as far as like stick it online for free, that anyone can read it or download it, and they don't know who you are. If you're saying something maybe you'd want.
I quite like the idea of having a pseudonym and putting out comics so that people don't know it's me.
Yeah, I've done that, haven't I?
Well, I said if we ever did this show from the get-go again, I'd go under a pseudonym. I wouldn't.
Why?
Use my name. Well, it's cooler.
Yeah. Guns.
Come on, it is.
What if you make a spin-off where you're all under a pseudonym?
That'd be great.
That'd be good.
It would be really subversive, couldn't we?
Yeah. Oh.
You couldn't wear that shirt, Dan. You'd have to have another shirt. Sorry, mate.
I'd be Eone Tesmond.
I'd be Ban Dutcher.
He's a #1 fan.
Hang on. What? So I've got to be me?
Sorry, V.
Yeah, sorry, V. Yeah, you got to front it.
I forgot to add on we have a fourth event as well. We have an animation showcase. Yeah,
animation showcase to round off the day.
Sort of screening little short films, that sort of thing is what you mean? Yeah. Brilliant.
We've trawled through people we know and got a bunch of films.
So do you have timings for these sort of things? Because the event itself, I believe, is it 12 till 5? Is that?
I love those. You lot with your 12 till 5s. I love that. Try getting to Thought Bubble and everybody being at their table at 10 o'clock in the morning. It ain't happening. Especially, it ain't happening, is it? But a 12 o'clock start, like that's almost like civilized, isn't it?
If you can't make 12 o'clock, I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah. It gives us a chance to set up as well.
Yes.
Not having to get up at 7 a.m.
During the setup time is the drop off for the communal table. That's 10 until 12. And the policy for that is pretty much first come, first serve.
So I suppose with that, you've got to say you got how much you want for it. You almost like account for you're giving us 5 books.
People need to bring the details. They need to have
that works.
Name, price, and then that's all kept and logged in a spreadsheet when they make sales from the communal.
Getcha.
I thought the communal sale was like someone came up, saw the books, and said, "I quite like this one." You go, well, you go over that table there, but you actually sell the book at the communal table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the book
Oh,
is
brilliant.
sold
Okay.
by a volunteer manning the table.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
fantastic.
Got
Great.
Jamie
Great.
B and Miles W.
Shout out Jamie B and Miles.
Broop, broop.
Don't let us down.
Yes.
Both comic creators, I think. Both creators, anyway. Yeah.
Real.
I mean, it sounds like it's just going to be one hell of a fun day. I mean,
Are you looking to make it on the regular?
I would like to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great. I think it will travel. So yeah, I think it's a great
Oh,
idea.
okay.
yeah.
I've got some other things I'm doing, so I'm like,
Now, when you say by travel, do you mean stay in the same event but travel, year on year?
Well,
Or
Some
do
people
you
do that,
mean
don't they now?
taking
Inkblot
it
does
on
that, don't
tour,
they?
as it were?
well, both. It like we did Goblin in a different location, and that was fine.
Yeah.
So it's a concept as such, like the Goblin Market. If you know the fantasy trope, it's based on a Christina Rossetti poem, but it's kind of evolved into the concept. It's in rubbish brain, Hellboy.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the market that appears.
Oh, I know.
as
Yeah, of
appears
course.
randomly.
Yeah.
So it is something that travels. It's in young hag Isabel Greenberg's latest comic. So it's a fantasy trope that can actually be anywhere, whenever you least expect it. So I quite like that idea that it could be done anywhere in the country by anyone. Not saying we will do that, but
For
but yeah,
£1,000.
Stanley Arts is an absolutely fantastic venue.
Yeah.
So definitely there. But
Yeah, cool.
I mean,
Yeah, and
I've
it's
never been there.
recognised, isn't it?
What is this venue like? I mean, you guys are all
It's come up
from
a few
London.
times over the last few years, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
South London is there, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
what sort of venue is it?
Victorian, it was originally made as an art centre in the Victorian era by William Stanley. So it's a huge hall, beautifully ornate hall. They put on lots of arts stuff there, but it has side halls and it has a bar, and yeah, it's a really lovely big space with lots of toilets. So
It's really
Plus
easy to
point.
get to, like if you're on trains as well. From like London Bridge and Victoria, it's just like a couple of stops and you're in Norwood
Yeah.
Junction, and it's
Yeah,
like
so
a 5-10 minute
many-
walk.
20 minutes direct from London Bridge to Norwood Junction.
Yeah.
And it's only the next stop from East Croydon, isn't it? Which is a big hub.
Yeah.
as
And
well.
Yeah.
it's on the Ginger Line, the overground or
Mhm.
Windrush.
Is it, what is it? I was going to say, is it called Ginger? It's all changed since I was in London, but
Ginger
yeah.
Line.
Yeah.
I would
I'm
believe that
sticking
was
with the
in
Ginger Line.
Yeah, I like that. That might be the Lioness line.
The line, no, it's the Windrush.
I thought the Windrush was a different colour.
Oh, I don't know now. They've
Yeah, never
renamed
mind.
it all. It's
I
confusing.
know. I was on the
facts
wing.
are
Don't
they're
come to
all
blows
like-
over this. This is
Oh,
not
this is
one
it,
week.
the end.
This is how it all
Hold
falls
it
apart.
together till next week.
All over a ginger line.
Painted green. We call it the Goblin Line.
There you
The
go.
Goblin,
Yes.
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
On the
So-
map, it is the Goblin line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah,
Fuck
it is
it.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's change it. But of course, this being like an art centre type venue, they've been great to. I'm sure they've been really helpful to work
Yeah.
with for this.
Super awesome. Like this is exactly where South London Comic and Zine Fair has been. And Yo Comics, which was last year's first turn on Kids Comic, that was there as well.
Brilliant.
It's just a brilliant venue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
no.
I think sometimes, like for some events, like trying to set up and start up these village halls or events and stuff that don't do comics, there's always what sort of people are we going to get coming to this event? There's this trepidation. But if you've got an event space that's like, these people are lovely, and lots of people are coming through the doors, that's already a checkbox, isn't it?
I always think
Yeah,
it's nice to have comics people, but it's also nice to have locals as well.
Yeah, totally.
I think
Yeah.
they're both the ideal. I think
And
sometimes.
that's the free entry as well. The walk-ins. Do you know what I mean? You know, as long as everything's like signposted, you just get people going, "Oh, what's this? What's happening?" And then they come in. And
Well, someone I worked with she lives in South Norwood, and she wasn't into comics, and she kind of approached me in the kitchen and said, "Oh, I went to that South London comics thing," and she was not into it, and she was raving about how great it
No,
was.
that's nice.
So I'll give her a shout this week to mention like popping onto the Goblin Market.
Good, there you
I'm
go.
sure she'll great.
It's such an easy name to remember as well. Like your marketing's just absolutely on point.
Yeah.
It was invented by Christina Rossetti. It was her marketing. So.
Yeah.
I see. Piggybacking.
Glommed onto it.
Nice.
Yeah. Right.
Very
It
clever.
works.
Very clever. You can jump on those hashtags.
The Christina Rossetti hashtag.
Where's this going?
Very popular.
But we can't let you go without, like, this show has a sort of mascot, right? Which I can see physically
The background.
sat behind Hannah at the moment. So tell us a little bit about this creature, their name, and why it's staring at me like that, Hannah.
Hoodie. Look, South London because he's got a hoodie on.
Yeah.
It's got to be in it. Yeah.
So what is it?
know. This is from your mind.
Oh yeah, well, the sculpture that you can see behind Hannah is sculpted by Hannah's very talented brother.
At Too Many Bills. Instagram.
Exactly, and it has a shocking likeness to the goblin I've been drawing. His name's Gobbert. It means Goblin Robert.
I love
Good.
that you clarified it. I love that you clarified
Yeah. Explain that one.
No, otherwise.
That's true. Yeah.
You got to be doing some badges. Come on, you got to turn this into a. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need some badges, don't we?
There's
We have a
stickers,
really-
isn't there?
Oh,
And
right.
stickers, in fact. Stickers, take as many stickers as you want. We encourage people to donate because it does cost me a little bit to keep printing them. But
Yeah.
I do enjoy printing them and I will keep printing them. If
Ooh,
you donate, it means we
we've
can make
got-
more posters.
And we've got a poster of the
Yeah.
fair, which is in the other room, that will be selling those because
Oh, I like that.
Ah, nice one.
they're really nice. Mo's artwork. I've said it already, but I'll say it again. It's awesome. So it's
That's
on
great.
my wall.
If you can
Um,
see my
Really
walls, my
helpful
walls is
returns.
all conventions I've been to. They used to give away posters a lot of these conventions. They don't now, so I'm glad you're bringing that back.
It's like a
Yeah.
gig poster, isn't it? Like sometimes when I see artists
Yeah.
doing gig posters,
Yeah.
they're the most beautiful thing. You know, they
Absolutely.
should be treasured.
I've got Catford Comic and Zine Fair.
Oh, right, I
Don't know if
remember
you
that.
remember
Nice.
that one. That was
I
in
do.
Drive. Yeah.
I have a history of making gig posters, so it's exciting to make a comics poster. It feels
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the thing I'm used to, but in a different
Okay.
flavor.
And also it's going to be nice, like in the years to come, if more of these happen, like to see. It's like, you know, what's the poster going to be like this year? Do you know what I mean? For
Yeah.
it's that different.
An evolution.
It's almost the
evolution,
thing with
yeah.
Thought Bubble now, isn't it? Them saying, "Oh, this is the new art for the new event." I think
Yeah.
they do it quite a lot, don't they? Yeah.
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 But I like the idea
Okay.
of Mo doing it every year and it just being a different sort of image and start. You know, seeing what happens with it.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe something like a burger in the center. That feels kind of goblin-esque.
Not
Eating a
goblin-
burger.
Eating
That
a burger,
works.
not a goblin burger. That
Eating
was...
something. Oh, goblin in a burger. That's good. That's good. Thank you.
Oh.
Maybe goblin, and it's layers of different kinds
Technically not vegetarian, but I'm going with it. Yeah, sounds good.
Well, you don't know. They could be vegetables. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Aren't in Troll 2 they're vegetables? That's a bit of a strange
Oh, that
reference.
is
That's a
an
deep
element.
cut.
Yeah.
Pull, troll.
And in
too.
Gremlins 2, there's a scene where one of the gremlins drinks this vegetable potion.
Yes.
You're pointing at me like you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know he's
Yeah.
only talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Haunting.
Everything is aligned for me.
Well, I mean, guys, we really hope this event is an absolute smash. It sounds like. I mean, you've got a murderer's row of like comic making guests.
Good people. Yeah.
Loads of people that we love. Either we've had on the show or we're gonna have on the show. at
Well,
some
we talked
point.
about it, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about it many times. And you know, we can't wait to see your work more as well. Now that we've met you and we know how creative you are, you're not getting away from us now. I hope you do realise that.
Where can we find your work, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, where can we find online your comics?
Quickest and easiest place is probably through Instagram. You can find the Goblin Market at that Goblin Market. That's the page where all of the funny drawings of
Animated as well. You've got a bit of animation going on there, haven't you?
Nice.
yeah, I've had a lot of fun with those. I was just underneath the blanket for like a couple of hours laughing to myself about this goblin while I animated it.
What about your comics, Mo? Where can we find them?
You can find my comics at Ambush Morrell, which is my Instagram page. I also have a website, which is morrell.com, but the Instagram is more regularly updated.
That's a classic artist. The amount of comic creators or artists or any sort of creator that we've had on the show is like, I have a website, but it hasn't been updated in a long time, so follow my Instagram.
Best place to go to link to the Instagram.
It's easier for me to update. And
Good stuff.
it
Have you got a store?
It's going to be there.
Have you
No, I don't, but maybe on the website. So keep both. You might as well take both.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
What about you, Hannah?
I've got a website, hannahleemiller.co.uk, and it has a shop, an Etsy attached to it, which I can't remember what it's called. And my Instagram is @thegreatescapist.
Okay.
And it's full of all sorts, full cartoons and miscellaneous.
Amazing.
Oh, a little bit of Gobtober.
Yeah, lots of Gobtober. Yeah, we did a Gobtober instead of Inktober, and we've been drawing Goblin every day.
The best.
Oh, I need to get on this. Gobtober.
Yeah.
Gobtober, draw a Goblin.
So is it just a Goblin every day, or do you have like prompts?
It could be anything
There's
from a Goblin-ish prompt, like for example, sandwich or
Oh yeah, the was a challenge.
Yeah,
That was a challenge, man.
everyone took a different response to
Oh, Hannah, I follow you already. I thought I recognised that name. Yeah, there you go.
Did I follow you back? Oh,
You did. You applied to, but I was blocked. I've got one of those closed ones, so you do now.
This is going to be very controversial.
Exciting. This is exciting listening, isn't it?
Yeah. But what will be more exciting will be October 19th, the Goblin Market. Get there, listeners. It's going to be awesome. And then you can let us know what it was like. And certainly to our lovely guests, you need to tell us what it's going to be like. Because, I'm going to be at the next one for sure.
Yeah, I'm in America next week. I'm at Baltimore.
Well, I can't make it this weekend.
why not?
So someone should live stream
Yeah, what's
it.
up with you?
What do you mean, what's up with me?
Why can't you go this weekekend?
I'm getting my hair washed.
We've speaking to our guest.
He lives 300 miles away, to be fair.
Yeah. I live on the moon.
We've got a guest on an early recording at 2 p.m. That's why we haven't stuck.
Oh, God. Good job you remember that, Dan, because I completely forgot.
Yeah, I'd forgotten.
And that's how this show works.
Great to have you on, guys.
Man.
Thanks so much. Yeah, do go along. Yeah.
And thank you for joining us again. This has been amazing.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you all. It's been a pleasure.
Well, we hope that a lot of our lovely listeners are going to let us know more about that show.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing. I know
I'll stick those posters. You know the posters Mo was talking about? I'll stick one of those up in the Substack tomorrow so you can see what quality they are. Yeah, good stuff.
And the whole show, clearly, it's comics and zines for the love of it and the community. And we need more shows like this. I say that, and I'm probably ignoring a whole bunch of shows that I don't even know exist. So please
reach out.
Yeah, we do say it. We say it every week. If you know that there's some sort of little event or a comic show or you know of someone who knows someone that's putting on something like that, please do let us know about it because the more we'll shout out about it every time.
Yeah.
Speaking of shout outs, what have we got this week, gents? God, that was smooth, wasn't it?
Fucking
few.
smooth as,
like butter, baby.
It's con season, I believe. I've now said it. We've said it now, so it'll be the case. On Saturday, so there's a number of things happening on Saturday. So we've got Inkblot. We've got in London, you can go and see the Goblins, and in Brighton you can go to the excellent Cartoon County Autumn Market. 24 tables of cartoonists plus a community table selling comics. Again, what a great idea! I'm glad that's made a comeback. Really good idea. Saturday the 18th. So this is the Saturday. So you can do this and Goblin. Saturday 18th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Brighton Open Market, London Road. It's about 15-minute walks from the train station. Again, free entry. Come on. Yeah. Guests and tables include Daniel Locke, who I know from Nobrow, lovely guy. Cream Perlman, Fraser Geesin, we've talked about his comics a few times. Ilya, who I met again last weekend, what a nice guy. Hannah Berry, Simon Russell's there with his comics as well, God bless Simon, and Zara Slattery, and many, many, many more. So that's Cartoon County Autumn Market in Brighton on Saturday. On Saturday as well, you've got at Gosh at 1 p.m. You can meet Peter Hogan, Glenn Fabry and Mark Stafford and get Black Forests signed by all three. More news on that soon. Expect more news from us on that. Also, in a few short days, I'll be flying out to Washington and Baltimore for their yearly con. I'll be haunting the halls with Strotty and Keith, and we'll be hanging out with the Green Archer guys as well. Can't wait to finally meet Ben, but Alan's going to be there as well. So if you're there and you find us, just message us. If you're listening to this, please, we'd love to meet you. I'll have some free badges on me and all that sort of thing and all that. There's a new NIA, another one. Anyway. Anyway, good morning, everyone. How are you?
It's not funny. Right, okay.
I was not at the Twin Towers. Right, there's a new Never Own Anything podcast this week, and on it is a right bunch of wrong-uns from TV.
Yes.
Following Grim Scary Tales is the new Halloween Kickstarter campaign. Go and look out for it on Kickstarter. I backed it. You've made your money, but there's more money coming.
Yeah,
it's on the climb.
Get a good horror comic. Yeah, they've got you can get all the back issues, the previous 2 issues, all the TBH comic stuff. We've got the Dry Cleaner on there and Kill the Bride. Both fantastic books. Go check it out.
Good stuff.
And thanks if you listen to the Never Own Anything.
Yeah, we had Kieran Squires, it did get lively, funnily lively. Keith Cumber, Cliff Cumber, and Dan Charnley as well.
Dan Charnley.
Freshly on the pod. All were brilliant. And we talk about
Dan Charnley hinted about coming on the show later on to do some more.
Yeah, I love Dan. Dan and I there's definitely a Venn diagram of mine and his interests in really nasty horror. So we're going to talk about that at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, so to go and listen to that. But more importantly, going back to TBH Comics' new Grim Scary Tales. Brilliant stuff. Love the cover man as well. Hellbreaker is coming. Imagine how cool James Bond could have been if he'd spent all of his time fucking up monsters from hell. That's coming your way in I think the first week of November. The Kickstarter for that's going to be dropping. Pat Mills, Ian Ashcroft, George McDonald, I think Ken Reynolds on letters. It's going to be a killer. I've had a little look behind the scenes, and it is, the art in it and the writing is fucking outstanding. Wait until you see it. It's next step up. Really good stuff. There, Miles. There you go, guys.
Nice.
I just got the Grim Scary Tales page up. You can see the woman's nipple on the graphic, which
good.
I hope to get that through the censors, and it's there.
Shocking, Dan. I am
disgusting.
I disgusted and appalled. Well done.
Well, it's all about empowerment. You fucking whatever you are.
You toxic man. So toxic.
Oh dear. Dan, have you done your shout-outs?
I've not got any. It's kind of been a very quiet week. You fucking.
This is the week that we turn on each other. It's like Lord of the Flies.
Long time coming.
Long time coming.
Cracks knuckles. Let's go.
Yeah.
No. I think that's. I'll tell you what. We give a shout out. We got the gloriously untrue adventures of Saphira, from Saphira Olsen, who I think this is her first book she's created. The Untrue Adventures everyone wants to read, based on a fictional version of myself. This is where I get to blend everything about comics into stories and adventures and romance with a surreal twist. And that's on Kickstarter now, which you can go and back. Got 16 days to go on that one, so do go check that out.
Nice.
Miss me.
So we bigged up the recommends page earlier in the show, and I think it's time we added some more to it. Don't you think, Jen?
Yeah.
So here is this week's recommends, and Tony Esmond. Do you want to kick
Well,
us off?
in the grand tradition of it being October and us promising each other that we do loads of horror stuff, I've pulled my finger out finally, and we got sent through on the emails. I sent it to you. Exorcism Island, issue 1.
Yeah.
Have you read it yet?
No, I've got it lined up to read because just the cover
Chef's
alone.
kiss. I'm doing that chef's kiss face.
Yeah. Just the cover alone gives me
that cover.
dreams.
That cover is so up your street.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I thought it's exactly the sort of thing you're going to be into, and it is lovely, very striking, very striking, visible across the room. Lovely use of colour, lovely use of iconography. So this is I almost said that. Almost got there. For those not knowing behind the scenes, I have shit my pants about 5 minutes ago, so I'm feeling okay now. Thank you for asking. I'm not saying excusing why I could say iconography. I said it.
Yay!
Bang.
Right. So
ACP first.
Yeah. What's he doing? All echoey. Where's he going? I love the way I made out to the guests that the background of your room was your real room.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
funny.
that T.
Yeah, that's good.
And that I had a whole bottle of red wine at a fucking show. Like
These are the rumours that circulate fast.
exactly.
There were two.
Yeah, people believe you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like
that's why.
over
That's
the
why I said it.
Over the past like 5 episodes, I'm a hip hop aficionado who drinks like a lush.
Yeah. Drinks wine. That's a strange.
He's like
Strange.
the
I'm
Snoop
I'm
Dogg
the
of the
hip-hop
ladies
lush.
of Bristol.
Is what I am.
Right, let's come on,
Go on.
Let's go.
I prefer Ribena.
Yeah.
Anyway. Carry on.
Please.
Rein this shit in.
So this got sent through to us.
soon.
Honestly, it was raining brown and
Oh.
the Comixology original sent this through to us.
Yeah.
And very kind of them too, because it has in it Jordan Thomas and Chris Matthews, who are the Mugshots team.
Yeah.
We've long been friends with Jordan, but admired from afar Chris' art, and they work together. They're a really nice little team.
Yeah.
As I understand, this has been done for a while. It's all done, I think. Out in Comixology Originals, they've actually been friends for many years, long before they started making comics, I think, which is quite nice as well. And this has brought out, although under Comixology Originals, it's also Subtle Sledgehammer Comics, which I think I'm right in saying is the name of Jordan's Substack. I think that's right. I think so. The really clever use of single panel flashbacks to create an origin or a background story, and done with little shots, little flashes of images that build up to give you a narrative in a way. And I really like the use of that. It shows a knowledge and an awareness of the craft, if you see what I mean. It's something that film can't really do. Comics can do it so well because the image is there in front of you for as long as you need it. And it's about a priest, and he's reporting back to his higher ups about an exorcism. And the art is done in that Parker-esque Darwin Cook style. If you had to sort of draw a line to the nearest artist, it would be J-Bone, Darwin Cook, that sort of hard cartooning. This priest is losing some focus and maybe some faith at the same time, and he's told by a cardinal that he's being reassigned, and he's sending him somewhere else. And he goes off with this other priest. He lands on the titular island, and you get a sense of how fucked up this island is, and by this local who takes these, like the tour guide or the tour, who he's showing him where to go, and he says, "I'm not going any further than these trees. I'm not going in there. It's fucking crazy." And it's the whole before we had the Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, that sort of zombie paradigm, I suppose. Yeah. We had the fact that zombies were more Caribbean island kind of thing.
The voodoo zombies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, more the sort of voodoo. And this is leaning a little bit into more that sort of, very hot forest cabin voodoo-esque sort of zombie thing, and they go there, and what you do is you begin to get there's a woman and there's other priests there, and there's a woman tied to the bed, possessed, angry, twisted, immediately taunting and manipulative, in the same way that we got that in the Exorcist movie. So there's also that crossover. They switch from being quiet to just like seeing right through the bullshit and accusing people of things that they perhaps wouldn't always know, but because they're possessed, and there's this sort of mystic element to it. And we begin to get this meet up with this team of very hard bitten exorcist Catholic priests, in the most part hard bitten, and you get this. It's like a getting the team together kind of book.
Okay,
you get a lot of team books. You get them together. It's a bit like that, but a load of priest exorcists.
Sounds awesome. I love those fucking stories.
Yeah, me too.
When you pull together all the disparate members of a team like that.
You can tell they're different, and because the art's so accomplished, they've got an iconic. Look, who was it we talked to recently about silhouettes? Someone said that. Yeah, we're saying like a silhouette of a character is almost that shortcut you need in some kind of.
Yeah, you should be able to tell each character from the silhouette, because
and there's very much that in this, and it's a great starting story. Jordan knows that you don't just throw a little crumb in for a first issue. You've got to throw in a lot of stuff in there, but he does it very well. He does it in a memorable way, and he does it in a way that piques the interest for the following issue.
Brilliant.
And the next one, really good, great cartooning. You can see this. I hate to try and get into Jordan's mind. That's a dirty place, and I don't want to go in there. But do you know what I mean? I don't want to get in there. I don't want to get in the writer's mind and think, he must have watched The Exorcist. But there's an element of that to this.
Okay,
I watched
fair.
The Exorcist 2, The Heretic, just purely coincidentally the other day. Have you ever seen that movie?
I know about it, but
I've stayed away from
one
it.
when it's in the fucking rotating glass thing in the middle, isn't
And it's like it follows this butterfly or moth or something, and Richard Burton's in it, so it can't be all bad. But
No.
there's a bit of that. But there's a bit of Exorcist one. I kind of feel that creepiness in it. A bit of maybe The Omen, that sort of thing too.
Okay, yeah.
But also I kind of feel a bit of Preacher and a bit of Hellblazer, maybe in the vibe somewhere there along the way as well. But yeah, really good. Substack.com Subtle Sledgehammer. Jordan on Instagram you can find at ampersand1988, and Chris you can find at CB Matthews 88. So I'm guessing they were both born in 1988 or something. So there you go. Don't try and get into the bank accounts. So Exorcism Island issue 1. That's my first one, guys. There you go.
Nice. I'll jump in first with a quick one. I've only read the first part of it. I'm reading it as a collection at the moment. This is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Cliff has been raving about this to me, so I need to get it.
Yeah, this is Patrick Horvath. Letters by Hassan Otsmani El How. I probably murdered that. Apologies.
Out for a Ringo this week.
This is synopsis. This is a small town.
What company is this? Sorry to interrupt.
This is Image, I think. Is it Image? No. Hold on. I'm just scrolling.
Is it Silver Sprocket? Not Silver Sprocket, is it?
No. It's come out. I'm just scrolling back on.
Sorry.
No. Because it is. I have heard people talking about this book, so it was very much IDW.
Oh, okay.
Now it was originally. It may have been printed somewhere else. No, I think I've always seen it as IDW.
Right. Okay.
This is a small town serial killer, upstanding citizen, and adorable brown bear, Samantha Strong. She lives in this town where she likes a nice peaceful life in this little town. Is it Woodsbury? I can't remember. But she's a serial killer who lives in a quaint little small town America. Everyone knows each other.
Okay.
But she has the urge to kill people in pretty horrific ways. But she goes to the city to do that. And as it says in the synopsis, there's a sea of perfectly ripe potential victims in the big city, just beyond the forest. And when you've worked as hard as Sam to build a cozy life and a thriving business in a community surrounded by friendly fellow animal folk, warm decor, and the aroma of cedar trees and freshly baked apple pie, the last thing you want to do is disturb the peace. And it very much is this. Now, straight up, this is anthropomorphic. These are cute, cuddly creatures. There's a lovely watercolour art. I'll get into that in a second. But as this synopsis continues, so you can imagine her indignation when one of Woodbrook's own meets a grisly, mysterious demise. And you wouldn't blame her for doing anything it takes to hunt down her rival before the town self-destructs and Sheriff Patterson starts literally barking up the wrong tree. So the setup for this is serial killer, very nice person, lives in this this sleepy little cozy town, friends with everyone, works with everyone, got a little shop. And the first issue is very much, oh hello, wandering around. It's got that, because they're all like sort of cutesy sort of animals in their own kind of way. Almost feels like those sort of kids cartoons as well, the classic sort of Arthur and stuff like that. Everyone's really friendly. It's like something out of a children's book. But there's always the feeling, because I knew that, the cover of the book is this, she looks like a teddy bear. And the cover of the book is, from above, you see her walking through the forest, and there's an opening in the canopy of the forest, and she's dragging a bag that's blood soaked into the bottom of it. So immediately you know murder is afoot. But I didn't really know the depths of it. And this is not for kids. This is Sylvanian Families meets Dexter, is what this is.
Yeah, I was going to say Sylvanian Families.
Yeah,
it's got that.
Yeah. Someone could totally make a fan-made animation with Sylvanian Families figures.
A friend of mine, his kid does that. They do like horror scenes with their Sylvanian families. Yeah, amazing, it's quite funny.
Amazing. But this is, a serial killer who's like, they protect their life, and they go into the city and they do what they do, and they come home and like, because you don't shit in your own garden, that sort of thing. And then one day at the end of the first issue, and even though I didn't know the depth of the story, what I liked about it, and I knew there was a wrongness coming, it's the build-up. It takes pages of pages, like at the beginning of like, hello Samantha, how are you? Meeting everyone in the town. And it's not written like a children's book. It's written like they're sort of real people in this cozy town. And they're all really happy, but you can feel the kettle boiling. Do you know what I mean? It's like, where's the reveal of what is the reveal? And when there is the reveal, it is not for kids.
Okay.
I'm not saying we're not talking like Ryan Otley gore, that glorious gore, but there is gore to it, and in quite almost reminiscent of Hannibal, the TV show. Some of the shit.
Wow. Okay.
In Hannibal. And
Yeah.
things
Fuck
like
me. That's pretty graphic.
but also inventive in its own way. So by the end of the first issue, when you have the reveal of there's someone in her hometown, another serial killer, she's like, oh fuck, because it's what's going to happen to her life. So because if people snoop around in her hometown, they might find out about her. So immediately I'm on the tracks for a tense story about a serial killer chasing a serial killer. And obviously, it's going to be filled with characters that I'll get worried about, because these are nice people living around. It's genuinely nice people in this town. You think, oh fuck, everyone's on the menu on this, and it was just a real surprise. I'm kind of surprised I didn't jump into it sooner, but I think it was because, sometimes when you see a book and you think, I really must get around to reading that, and then you look at it, but you don't read it, and you look at it and think,
yeah,
no, I'm not. I don't feel like reading that at the moment.
Sometimes you kind of hype it up as well. And
yeah. So, and because there was a collection, I read this I'm reading this on Global. There's the collection, so I was like, okay, the trade, because there's a second series which is just a new limited series which has just launched the first issue. I think can't remember what the subtitle is, but I can see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah.
I can really, it's like,
fair enough. Yeah.
It's a nice take to do something like this, because they genuinely, and the art, like Patrick has got such a deft work. All the characters it's just perfectly sort of toned. But then when it comes to the serial killerness, and I'm not talking like real dark graphic, visceral stuff. There's just there's an unease about it, about like when the serial killer's like, I do it like this because they don't feel any pain, and then I do this, and then I do this, and they're so matter of fact that they're not thinking about that they've just murdered a person and then dismembering them. Because it's so, and then you see the method of what she does, and then she goes back to her town and she's a really nice person. So I've got a sense of what the main character is. I know what the jeopardy is. I know the danger, and that's all within a first issue of what looks to be like a cozy cup of tea comic, but it clearly ain't. So Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, I'm on it now. So Cliff's.
Yeah, Cliff's loving it. I think it's up
Cliff
for
was
a
talking
Ringo
about it,
as well
yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
I think there's a Ringo is nominated for Best Series. Yeah.
Well, so far so good, Tony, on the nominations for this.
Good stuff, man.
It seems really good.
There you go.
And it's a debut as well. Patrick's first book as well. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so that's great. Dan, what's yours?
My one's Freinen, Beyond Journey's End, which is a manga. I've came across. We were talking about this briefly, Vince. I came across this on Netflix. There's a series of it, and
All right.
the one-to-one, like comparing the two, someone who's read the manga and someone who's watched the anime could have a conversation about it, and there wouldn't be a single thing they could disagree on or a difference that they'd find, because it's so faithful to the anime and the manga. Like it's kind of so refreshing to see that people just making absolutely one-to-one adaptations, because like this is a liked manga, so they make an anime which is faithful. And we discussed it before, how one feeds into the other. You can watch the anime and think, right, the anime's up to here. I want to read the rest of this and go to the books.
Is this what you did with this? Because you said you watched like 12 episodes of it. Did you?
Yeah, I watched like 12 episodes. I think there's about 15 or 20. And I was like, I'm just going to read the manga.
But did you continue from where you left off, or did you start from the beginning?
No, I started from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
So like reading
the
again.
The story's good enough to sort of double dip on that.
Yeah. So I was just like, I want to make sure I get the proper experience of reading the book through. I signed up for the manga app. I'm going to keep it for a couple of months. The Viz map. It's like $1.99 a month. It's like it's really decent. So I thought I'll give that a go on that. I've dropped.
I've had that one. They had a lot of older manga on there, which I was reading.
Yeah, because for my son, I got the Shonen Jump one, which is just all kind of like people fighting and stuff, which I'm not adverse to.
Can't stand.
I thought, I've got to give the manga Viz one a go. I said, I've dropped global for the time being. I'm kind of just bit at the end of my tether with it.
No, I understand that, man. Totally.
It might be like Netflix or something, like leave it in a couple of months and then come back to it and see if they got new stuff added. And because a lot of the titles I was following just weren't getting updated, so I was like, I don't know what this service is doing for me anymore.
I'm feeling your pain around that, man. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So, but anyway, back to Freinen. It's like a fantasy manga written by Kanehito Yamada and the art by Tasuka Abe. This kind of fantasy series starts where most stories would end. So at the beginning of this book, the adventuring party have killed the main bad guy, and they've all traveled back to like the homestead and sort of said, right, we've done that. We've known each other for like 10, 15 years now, and we're all going to go our separate ways. And it focuses on the Freinen character, which is she's an elf and she lives for thousands of years. So for her, this is just like something that happened maybe like a year of her life. But for all the rest of them in the party, this is like a considerable chunk of their time. And a lot of the series focuses on her kind of realizing that she lives for centuries and centuries, and her companions don't. And essentially at the beginning of the first couple of books, they all grow old and die, and she has to kind of keep on living, and she travels through the world realizing that they had a massive impact on all these villages and places that she kind of didn't really pay attention to because she's kind of got a different frame of reference. And the story, it's not so much an action thing, but it kind of like, it's got quiet moments, like emotional times when she realizes the people she traveled with all this time, she didn't really know them. And part of this adventure is her kind of like reconnecting with these people she spent time with. It does change into kind of more of a kind of, there are action bits in it, but it's not the main focus of it. One of the refreshing things I found about it is like the antagonists in it, which the remnants of like this Demon King's forces, the demons themselves, and they're ontologically, I think that's the word, evil. Like there's no kind of, or perhaps they just had a bad upbringing, or perhaps they've just been dealt a bad hand. They're fucking evil to the core. They've
it's quite refreshing these days. It goes back to something we were talking about before we came on, didn't we? About all these understandable villains. I don't give a fuck.
No. Yeah. But what's the like they learn, Freinen tells the reader and the other characters, like they've learned how to speak to fuck you over more. That's the only reason they've evolved speech. And what's good about it, because she's had this frame of reference of these people are fucking horrible, but everyone else is like, because it's been hundreds of years, like maybe they've changed a new leaf, or perhaps that we misjudged them, or their actions were viewed in the wrong light. And in one of the stories, there's a kind of like a barrier between like the demons and this town. And the demons are saying, look, we're all that stuff's behind us now. We don't engage in that anymore. Like we're all about peace and conversation. And the kind of the hierarchy of the town, like we could just drop it and like begin like trade negotiations. And obviously Freeman's like, no, they're fucking horrible. And you got to wipe them out the moment you see them. There's no... So that kind of, you get a bit of not only the characters sort of and ahhing whether is she on the level, are they really that bad? Also as the readers, you're thinking, well, is she in the right here, or is she just fucking like not racist, but she absolutely hates these things to the point of murdering them on sight? And it's a very contradictory message you'd get in our world now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So
that's
it's very
totally right,
interesting.
man. Don't believe these people unless they can back it up. But, there's a quite a recent sort of famous incident with a fundamentalist group that have been prescribed, and somebody was at the meeting and they said, "Oh, no," and they said, "Is it true that you kill people who leave the faith? You promote the killing of people who leave the faith?" And they're going, "No." And this journalist said, "You did on your website 3 or 4 years ago, and I printed it off." And you're like, "There you go." There you go.
Yeah.
Don't believe anyone. The Japanese are so interesting, aren't they?
So yeah, it explores that, and you kind of you don't expect that kind of like hard hitting messaging coming through from this title, but it really tackles it, and it's I found it fascinating.
Yeah, because if you see, like, if you just saw like a screenshot or something on Google or Google Images or whatever,
yeah, you could quite easily just pass this over.
You could quite easily you could judge it based on that. Because it probably looks like a Japanese
so you've seen like a million times before.
Yeah. But I love that there's so much more underneath it.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. The fact that it's kind of the reason it starts off very compassionate, and there's a lot of like affection and companionship, and when she kind of fondly remembers like the people she used to travel with, she brings along another two sort of apprentices that she's sort of bringing up, and you get the sort of like the everyman experience from them, like reflecting with her. And even in the first couple of books, there's like the young girl Fern joins her, and she's like 13, 14. 2 books later, she's 16, because the passage of time is moving so quickly. But for the Freinen character, she's just like, we'll come back here in 50 years' time. And it's like, well, I'll be dead in 50 years. I can't come back. And it's well worth a read. I mean, even on the manga app, you can read the first 3 or 4 chapters for free.
Yeah.
So you could always download it and then give it a go.
It's the beauty of those single stories in manga, isn't it? It's what we're missing.
Yeah.
Everyone wants everything to be interlocking, and I don't want it to be.
No,
I just want the story, man. Like, that's the thing. The benefits of manga. Like, where do you start? Volume 1, and then you end at the end. That's it.
Yeah.
And the story's done, and then you move on to the next thing.
I've been doing. I finally paid for the CLZ app on. So you can scan your comic in, and it tells you. And I'm like the fucking 18th volume of Daredevil or something, and you're like, it just reboots just finished again after 25 issues. It's just such confusion.
It is. It's why kind of I feel like manga took such an easy foothold, because where do you want to start? Volume 1.
Yeah.
You don't need to fucking talk to the person in the shop saying, where's a good point? Well, you can start at Dark Knight Returns, or you could start at Batman Year 1, or you could do it's just no, you start at book 1.
Why are there 5 Spider-Men? And you go, well, okay. Right, I need to do a fucking PowerPoint for you now.
Yeah,
it's like,
there's a question I'm about to ask about my second recommend, which is going to be a quick one with no spoilers. Because my other co-hosts here haven't read it. This is the Marvel Knights Punisher.
I think mine arrives tomorrow.
Right, Marvel Knights Punisher issue 1.
Yeah.
Now, straight up, it was available digitally this week, so I bought it, and I bought it thinking it was the issue that Tony and Dan had already read from the other Punisher
Red
series.
Band Punisher.
But that hasn't been released yet digitally because it's all fucked up. Marvel, sort yourself out.
Do we know when the Red Band one is being released then? Because I know the only reason I know that there was going to be a digital version of it is because you told me, and I wonder if you saw this Marvel Knights one and mistook it.
I totally did I think because the cover's red. And my stupid brain, because the Red Band one, I think is going to be out in November. Like, if I thought I stopped to think about it, I still would have bought this anyway because it's I want to see it. And this one's Palmiotti and Dan Panosian.
Yeah, so I must buy. Yeah.
So this is Marvel Knights Punisher issue 1, with a sticker in the top left corner, Marvel Knights and the World to Come, which is a series that's currently out at the moment. Here's my question, okay? And we were talking about, do you need to...
Which I've only read the first issue of, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think there's been... has it all been out yet, or is it just the first 3 issues?
I think there's 3. I'm not sure if that's the totality of it or not.
Yeah, I think there's going to be 6 issues.
Christopher Priest series, isn't it?
Yeah. So you probably won't necessarily know the answer to this one, Tony, because in the synopsis, the world to come expands, even though this is a prequel. One of the other pillars of Marvel Knights enters the fray with the Punisher. How did Frank get from the killer of killers you know to the man you met in the world to come? Has he appeared in issue 1?
I don't think so.
And listeners, if you've been reading it, has he appeared yet? by issue 3, because if not, why on earth are they talking about the character that we met if no one's met him yet? So hopefully people have actually met.
I guess he probably has. I'm going to read that series on the app. So I bought the first issue because there was a bit of a buzz about it.
Yeah.
It's the one where someone rather surprising, is the Black Panther. That was what the heat was over in issue 1.
Right, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, that one. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Now, this one is fully blown rated R for mature.
Oh, good.
There's violence. There's 2 splash pages to start with. This is I'll give you the brief overview, but the first 2 pages, Frank holding someone by their ankle on the first page. Second page, you see the full page, and he's holding this person over an industrial mincer, and there's dead bodies fucking everywhere. This is
Spot
a Frank.
on.
Panosian draws him like a gorilla. He is
Brilliant.
properly
Yeah.
fucking. There are moments where he's almost got like that, like a Frankenstein look to him. There's a cartoonishness to him. He's got like a rocket launcher at one point, and he's sort of smirking in something that's almost reminiscent of something Eric Powell would do, or something. You know, that kind of vibe.
I love it when he's built like drawn like an absolute chunk.
Yeah.
He's an absolute beast. He's got an interesting take on the Punisher gear. But this is 25 years before the world to come. It is, and I think my view of it will change. Probably it will reset once I've read the Red Band one, because I had the confusion of reading this, thinking, is this I don't think this is the book I thought it was, because Tony and Dan were talking about certain things that weren't in it. So when I said to the guys, yeah, it's decent. It's a good book. It feels more like a crunchy Punisher. There's a certain Ennis vibe to. We're seeing the criminals as well. You know, you see the Punisher action, then it cuts to the criminals talking about what's going on and stuff like that. And it's all based around this zombie-like drug. That's all I'll say, because there is an extreme scene towards the end that I was like, whoa, where's this going? But if you want to get the vibe of it, the first. Before the book starts, I mean, minor quibble, this is just a design thing. I love the font that they use for the Punisher in this wonderful cover that's reminiscent of like a pulp novel.
Yeah.
I love that sort of wraparound cover they've done. I love the font they've used for it. I could have done with those little bullet holes being a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Because they kind of just look like little, it's like a dot to dot on it. I understand what they're going for. That's being stupidly picky. And it starts off with a page of text.
Too much, man.
Well, before it gets into the comic.
Right.
This page of
That's
text.
a good front page. That's a good first page, though.
Yeah.
Show me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This page of text is something that the Punisher's saying. Okay? And I was reading it, and it's almost like Punisher's mission statement, and it'll give you the vibe of the kind of Punisher we're going to get. And I know you guys love your Punisher vibes, so I'm only going to read the last 2 paragraphs. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more juice to this orange here, but the last 2 the last couple of paragraphs. So, keep hoping I'll disappear. Keep telling yourselves I've slowed down. Lie to each other. Sleep easier. But know this. I'm still here. Still watching. Still breaking bones and burning lies. Not for justice, not for peace, but because you don't get to rot this world and walk away clean. Not while I'm still breathing.
Like it. On game.
That's one of those. Yeah. This is the sort of dude, and it's almost like they've started with this page of like, this is our Frank, and he's a brutal bastard. There's none of this. Let's find out about his backstory and stuff. We know what we want. They're giving it sort of to you with a slightly different package. So worth picking up. I'll be interested to see what you guys.
Yeah,
think
I've got it
of
in order. Yeah.
So let me know what you think when you get it. That's Marvel Knights Punisher.
Nice. Look forward to that.
Tony, take us home.
Buckle up. Zine Tales number 8 from Black Ink Comics. All black and white, truly underground. The world's craziest anthology is back. Thanks to Leslie Wenlock for sending it through to us. Dexter Coburn, who we've spoken about before, sets the tone with the cover. I'm going to say it's a weird, drunken, trunked character. So when I say trunked, I don't mean he's got a suitcase. He's got like an elephant's trunk. You see what I mean? He's holding a beer and playing a radio with some cool sort of British pop lyrics. I'll leave it at that, and you can work out where they're from when you look at it yourself. Dexter himself leads off with the first story in it. With this is the one, Dan, that you sent me a panel of and went, fucking hell.
Yeah, just the whole thing that I was reading through, I was like, Christ alive. Christ alive.
Yeah. I've written trademarked boobs and knobs for comedy filth. He's a really interesting artist to look at, Coburn, because he knows what he's doing. He's clearly part of the whole, that you can draw a line from Haight Asprey to him, definitely.
Yeah.
But partly cartooning, like Bigfoot cartooning, partly underground cartooning, and partly almost like realistic figure drawing.
Yeah.
Some of the women, there's a sort of female Rambo that turns up in one of the stories, and she's like drawn realistically, carrying a machine gun. But then a couple of the characters in the background look like they're from the Perishers. Do you remember the Perishers newspaper thing? They look like they're from that. Dougie and Dexter, those unlovable characters. They look like they've been thrown out of a Betty and Veronica comic for trying to fuck them in the locker room or something. You know what I mean? It's like, it really goes there. I've written really, and I've done a square around it, but it really does go there. The next story did make me laugh. It's called The Wonderful World of Seals by Matt Beese.
That's great.
It is literally about seals. Yeah. It literally is. And it almost feels like educational on the world of seals. And then, of course, one of them ends up in a Battletech armor with a flamethrower and kills a load of them. You got Crud and the Rainbow Serpent by K-A-Y-A, is it? I think.
K-A-Y-A.
Yeah, I can't remember my handwriting. And this sort of fucked up barbarian story. You got Fantastic Fag by Leslie, is about smoking around flammable material. And there's a pretty original way of how they put a fire out.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That's...
Yeah. That's no extinguisher. I've written down as a quote. Willie Dean at the Skullhead comic does a story about a night out that ends with the worst possible kebab ever. Oh, and a glory hole.
I really love the look of that comic.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, we there's a lesson for us all there about glory holes, I think. Never put your wee thing through a hole in the wall. You never know what's going to be on the other side, do you?
No.
Do you think anyone's done a glory hole advent calendar?
How does that work?
Don't know, but we'll figure out something for our merchandising at Christmas.
Yeah, glory hole.
Hole in
I've ordered you a t-shirt, Dan. I forgot to tell you earlier in the week. You'll like it. The Black Ink boys never fail to. The Black Ink Comics guys never fail to let me down and simultaneously outrage me with what they're doing. They're friends of ours, and I'm glad they're there. I'm glad they're there batting their heads up against all the people who are going, that's terrible, it shouldn't be allowed. And you've got these boys going, ha ha, yeah, but it's funny, which it is.
Yeah.
You can get on their wild ride. Just take some antiseptic wipes. I've written in my notes here. Black Ink Comics with an X.com. Facebook and Insta is at Black Ink Comics with an X again. So go and look them up. Zine Tales is a great little run. I mean, that's 8 now they've done. Nice. I've got them all, thankfully, in a safe where if we get raided, they won't find them. But yeah, go and look that up. That's my last one.
Nice.
That fucking first panel, and they're both there, and it's got like the woman with the lion head with her legs behind her shoulders, and there's the one character on the right who's like he got a shirt and tie, and he's like got his hands in his pockets, and he's just spunking, and he's like, "That's right, Dexter, jamming out of a ham out. That's how we do it." That's the first page I fucking saw when I opened up. I was laughing my ass off. It's not one I could read on the train, I tell you that.
Yeah, Christ. Yeah, I wrote my notes in my usual Cafe Nero this morning, thinking, I hope nobody can see over my shoulder.
Yeah. So excuse me, can you leave? What, me? Yeah, the scene wasn't. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, someone's shouting that isn't a fire extinguisher whilst jizzing on a fire.
It'd work. No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would.
A little bit, maybe.
As long as you can smother the flame. Anyway, fire safety tips and all that aside, what a brilliant bunch of comics to add to your wish list.
Yes.
And,
What a good show.
Yeah, and it has been a lot of fun, and there'll be more to come. So join us next week, where we've got a bit of a special guest.
Yeah.
You'll
Looking
find out
forward
about
to
that soon. But before that, if there's anything else you want us to talk about in the lead up to Christmas and beyond, then there's several different ways you can get in touch with us. You can email us awesomecomicspod@gmail.com. Follow us on social media @awesomecomicspod on Instagram, @theawesomepod on X. Thank you for listening to us, whether it's on the website awesomecomics.podbean.com. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you can subscribe, you can like, you can do all of that stuff. Helps get the word out about the show. Please do share and repost or whatever it is.
Yeah, please
about the
do.
show if you do.
Yeah.
Because it really does help get the word out about the show, and it helps support the show and everything that we talk about on a weekly basis. Well, we're not just saying it because everyone else says it. The more people that listen to an episode of this, the more people will discover a comic and a creator that you love. So there you go. And we're also on Amazon, Stitcher, Podnose, Podknife. What are the networks we're on, Tony?
Well, you get to choose. Is it either a new start or is it anus tart? It's up to you. You get to decide what that says.
Well, Susan Boyle album launch party.
Yeah, it's Susan's album launch party. Amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Susan's album launch party.
Yeah, Susan album
launch party.
Yeah, party. Yeah. We've
Moist Pink Monkey.
But
yeah.
I'll tell you what though, if you do want to support the show as well, there's another way you could do it. You can buy some merch. Go to acpgear.redbubble.com. We're going to be adding new designs. Probably shoving some of the older ones maybe to the where the Lost Ark is. Covered in dust, but some new fun ones. Thank you to everyone that's bought this shirt. We've had some purchases recently, and we really do appreciate it.
I like that limited availability thing. You got a bit of FOMO there.
Oh, that
if you don't get it, he goes.
Should we do a lovely Christmas one?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Ooh,
yeah,
nice. So we'll have to add that soon. Probably November. We'll talk about this. We'll pretend to do business stuff off mic and then we'll forget to do it.
But you just talk about boobs, like we normally do.
Please do get in touch with us to join the Slack community. There's a great channel on there full of different topics, groups, people from all over the world, very accessible, and just get in touch with us and we'll add you, and it's brilliant. Keep the conversation going, and also on the Substack. The Awesome Comics Podcast Substack, which is, gents, they were showing comics to each other while I was doing
podcast. Awesome Comics Podcast.
If you look on the bottom of our Substack, there will be a link on the bottom of that to get to the Slack.
Yeah,
so use that.
Look for the Awesome Comics Podcast on Substack, and you will find us there.
You will.
Other than that, where can the people find us online, etc.? Tony.
Neveronanything.com.
Tony, not Tony. Dan.
You can find me on Twitter at Vanguard Comic. You can read Vanguard at vanguardcomic.com. Do go and check out Grim Scary Tales, Echoes of the Damned on Kickstarter now.
Yeah. How long's that on there for, Dan?
Well, I fucked up
20 days.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Right. So we'll go in about it for the next couple of weeks.
The end of human existence is when the campaign ends.
Nice. But
that won't drag.
No, in all seriousness, get on it, people, because it's brilliant. And you can find me on social media at Just Diablo. Thank you to everyone who's listened. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you go to the Goblin Market, let us know what you
take some pictures.
And the comics you bought.
Books,
we're looking forward to hearing more about the show and its future plans. So from everyone here at ACP Towers, we're going to have a Horlicks, a little bit of a bubble bath together, and then just cuddle up.
Betty Buzz.
Yeah, we're like Zippy and George in Rainbow. Were they the two that shared the bed? Did they all share a bed in Rainbow?
I don't know. More Morecambe I think. I like to think of us as.
Yeah, we're totally like Morecambe Wise.
Bert and Ernie. They didn't share a bed, did they?
Basically, if there's a bunch.
How does he go to sleep anyway? He's got no fucking eyelids.
Who?
Neither of them.
Well, no, just because they don't blink doesn't mean they haven't got eyelids.
Just bury your face in. I was gonna say bury your face in the pillow, but.
He said that before. Have a brilliant week, everyone.
He's written that in a text.
Yeah. Keep reading. keep reading comics, keep making comics, and from everyone here at ACP Towers, Dan, Tony, and myself, what else should they do, guys?
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.